Alright, so welcome back to another Outerplane video, and today what we're going to be doing is we're going to be looking at the newest character that literally just dropped, which is Luna, Demiurge, or whatever. And before we start, make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe. If you're new, don't forget to share the video, guys. Also, I do want to state, if you subscribe from now all the way into January and you like and leave a comment, you have a chance of winning free $50. Subscribe, right? Now, I ain't gonna lie, one thing I do want to state is we're gonna be looking at the builds and all that, but I do want to state I got her in 2 pulls, by the way, like 2 tip pulls. I ended up getting her, but Mana Eve just won't come home. I got Beth instead of Mana Eve. Like, just give me Mana, man. But anyway, other than that, let's get right into what y'all actually want to see here. All right, so Luna, Demiurge. Again, I'm lucky I got her. Should you pull for her, all that's gonna be asked. The should you pull gonna be laid down in this thing, but we're gonna get with this, and then I'll tell you if you should pull on that. So, as you can see, her stats is her stats. I almost at 50k with this, by the way. That's crazy. But 60, like, she has no crit, bro. Like, when I tell you she starts off at like 11, I think 11, 10%, maybe less than that, to be honest. Insane. But she have a lot of crit damage. But anyway, let's get to the skills first. Now, yes, I did max them all out just because I wanted to. This is my new waifu in this game, I'm gonna be honest. We all know why. Anyway, other than that, we're gonna look at all of these, starting off with this. Make sure I ain't in the way. Let's go. Japan chain effect. After attacking, recovers the casters and the next skill chain caster's attack points by 25%. Or dual attack while in the white knight state. And yes, this is a character that has 2 different states, by the way. We'll get into that. After attacking, increase the caster's priority by 20%. Or Polar Knight. After attacking, increase the caster's attack by 1. Now, other than that, and the attack is like 30%, by the way. But let's get to the Moonlight, Heralding Dawn, or whatever, right? So, in White Knight state, attacks an enemy. This skill ignores 30% of the target's defense and deals increased damage. If attacking with the elemental advantage, grants invulnerability for 1 turn. And basically, she doesn't take damage for 1 turn. That's basically what invulnerability does. Now, in her Polar Knight state, attacks all enemies for each target, reduces skill cooldown by 1 turn, and increases priority by 25%. Now, what does this mean? Basically, when she in Polar Knight and she uses her ult, she decreases her skill cooldowns by 1 depending on how many targets. So let's say there's 4 targets, then she increases her cooldown by 4. Like, that's kind of insane. She cools herself down. Now, let's get into the next one, which is Abraxas. This is what changes you from White Knight to Polar Knight. So it changes the current state to White Knight / Polar Knight and gains extra turn. Increases the duration of the buff the caster has by 1. Each form grants a unique percent effect after using a skill. Recovers chain points 15%. And what does this do? Reduces final damage taken by 75%. Only the highest value of final damage reduction is applied, which is the White Knight state. Now, the Polar Knight state is the fewer allies present, excluding the bearer, the greater the damage the bearer deals, up to 150%. Basically, the less allies you have that's there, the harder she hits when she's in this state. That's basically what this means. So technically, if you build her tanky as hell, you can just bring her into a thing and just like insta clap. But anyway, I mean, I don't think that's possible. Maybe I try it out. But Heaven's Fall. By the way, I love that the one with the White Knight, because we all know White Knight means, like, you know, actual thing. And I love how like White Knight is the one that protects her, by the way. Like, it's kind of funny to me. But anyway, action points. Heaven Fall. White Knight attacks an enemy and increases the caster's priority by 20%. And Polar Knight attacks the enemy and increases the caster's attack by 1 turn. So basically, what does this mean? When you in White Knight and you use her regular skill, she hit, and when you use her regular skill for White Knight and increase her priority in the chain, so she could go again. Or if you on Polar Knight, you can do 1 turn and increase the attack, increase her attack by 30%, right? Literally, that's how it works. Okay, next is the gear. All right, so my gear for Luna, right? We're gonna talk about this. All right, so as you see, I got speed on her, and to be honest, I got the speed set because I just wanted her to move a little bit faster. But I do know that in general, she increases her priority a lot in her skills. So I also was thinking, like, instead of going just straight speed set, I probably could go full attack set. But as a thing, like, when going full attack set, you know, you need attack set gear. And my attack set gear, what I have right now, like, I ain't really rocking with it. Plus, most of it is like used by other characters. But I ain't really I ain't rock with any of this. The good attacks that gear is used on the characters that I already use. And plus I got really good sub stats when it comes to my speed gear. But one thing that I do say is you probably could also run just straight attack gear on her as well, because you do want her to do a lot of attack. But the main stat that you do want to make sure that you get is crit chance, crit damage, and attack percent, obviously, and speed. Because, you know, speed is because you still want her to be a little bit faster, but with the attack, you know, the more attack, the more damage she'll do, right? And also with the crit chance and crit rate, obviously you want crit chance. She's a DPS, so you want her to play her like a DPS. So for me, I just went speed DPS in that sense. But at the end of the day, I was thinking about probably switching her to the attack set, but as of right now, she seems to be doing good on the speed set. I will at some point build her with an attack set and see how she plays with that. But like I said, main thing you definitely want is crit rate or crit damage, especially crit rate, and attack on your substats, so that way, you know, you can actually crit when you want to crit, right? Like this right here, I definitely take this crit chance and attack percent. Oh my gosh. And then when it comes to this one right here, like we got attack, and crit chance again. Like that's beautiful. Now this one right here, crit and attack, and then speed. Like, oh my gosh. And then the last one, okay, I want to take that off her. But like I would, because crit rate and crit chance, and then you got like attack, but it's not attack percent, but at the same time it's still attack, right? But at the end of the day, like some units I just don't touch, which is her, like, because I just don't touch. But it's like this right here, I would do this. Like it already had, like, hasn't even been leveled up yet, and it already has 12% attack with 12% crit damage. I would definitely take that off of Beth right there, because I'm pretty sure that's Beth right there. But anyway, other than that, when it comes to this right here, obviously you wanted to have attack on the main slot with crit chance of crit damage and speed. Same right here, I chose penetration with crit damage and speed, because main thing is if I can get this and I can get it to have crit hit right there or crit damage, I would do, but I don't have that right now. But the reason why I ran this is because I just want to see if I can get her ult like as fast as possible. I want to come back as fast as possible, right? She gets an extra free turn anyway. So if you hit 4 units, so as we seen for her thing, you hit 4 units. That's 4 units right there. That cooldown comes from 6 to 2. And then if you have this on, which has, if you make it to 100% chance when killing an enemy, right? And you killed one of them, the 2 becomes a 1. And then all you gotta do is hit her second skill if you have it. And then that 1 literally becomes, you have your ult again. And that one span, that short span, you can just repop your ult back over again. Well, you will repop the single target version of it, yes, but you can repop your ult back over again. Now, other than all of that, my main thing about this is, that's why I got that right there. Now this right here has a 50% chance to increase attack for 30% for 1 turn to start a battle. Mainly, I just want her to start off with like more attack, so I just have that right there, the uplifter attack. Yeah, it's funny that it's called uplifter, but that's not the only ones that you can get for her. You can also get other ones as well, right? Because remember, she's a wizard, so she already has high attack anyway. Like that's the one that I use right now, right? But I wouldn't use this one right here because like you don't need her to be afflicted bleed, right? This I probably would use blitz, increase damage by 5% of the target's attack when attacking, only because it increased damage. Like anything that dealing with increased damage or increased attack, I would get. Now one thing is, I would also get one for priority as well, maybe, if that. Like this one right here, when using attack that targets all, which is her ult, increases damage dealt by 10%, so you can get her ult to hit even harder. And as you see, you got attack percent right there, so you can run that attack percent. Now the other thing right here, which is this. Now if anything, I run this right here, right? But I could also run this, which is increase attack by 4% at the start of a turn, max out 5. Now this, I probably would move over to this right here, only because we obviously have attack percent on it, but only because she can technically boost this up like even harder. She can make herself go twice, right? Like theoretically, not even theoretically, like she literally can make herself go twice if you switch modes. So if you start the battle, that's the first turn right there, right? That's 4%, and then you switch both modes, that's 8% right there. And then once you get a 10, that's 12, and then once you come back in, you know, it's gonna go up to 5. So you can increase her, like you can start this off basically at 2 stacks at the start of her turn, or the start of like the battle if she's fast enough, right? But other than that, but see, me personally, I don't have that, so I gotta redo it. This has an 80% chance to increase crit chance by 2.5 to start, of a turn, max is 6. Now this also is pretty good because again, like she can stall her turn, she increases priority for herself, which means she can move fast, she can jump the line, and each turn she get, her crit chance go up by 2.5. That's actually a pretty decent thing, to be honest, because now you don't have to really worry about that much about building crit. Like you still got to worry a lot, but you can offset a little bit so you can have at least more attack or more crit damage if you want, right? Now out of that, like aggressive barrier, you wouldn't really, like, nobody really cares about that. The debuff, nobody really cares about that either. Where's that right here? Increase priority. Now if you want just to have, because she's going to be able to crit, she's a unit that's going to crit, so this will activate, but that's only if you want to like increase your priority even more, right? But other than all of those things right there, me personally, I'm running speed on her for right now. I will test out attack to see how that works, but for right now with her is just speed. It actually is pretty good for me. Like alts are hitting from about like 30 something K when she has her attack stuff boost as well. But other than all that, I'm running a full speed set, but you can also run a full attack set if you want. That is also an option that I think is very valuable, either speed set, full speed set, full attack set. But you definitely want crit rate, crit damage, attack percent, and speed on her substats, so that way she can actually get up there at least. And then when it comes to her special item, this is what I'm running right here for right now because I need more crit chance, so she has more crit chance. But when it comes to this, like you get accuracy for 10, it don't really matter. But this right here, increases priority by 50% plus 50% when hit, which means her priority gets increased even more, which means she jumps to the thing even more. So that's why, like, she has so much stuff in her kit that deals with her priority going up. That is why you probably don't really need a speed set on that too bad. But at the end of the day, I just want to I just want to be careful, and I also want her to like try to be able to go as fast as possible. That's the reason why I'm doing it. But you can forego the speed set and just go attack set if you want. If you have better things on attack set, then just go attack set. To be honest, you probably can reach the same speed if with like good substats anyway, so you wouldn't even need the extra 25% on the speed set. I don't have good substats, so that's why. Like you see this right here, what is that? But anyway, so that is my review on Luna. So basically at the end of the day, when I say y'all should or shouldn't pull for this character, at the end of the day, I think that y'all should pull for this character because I think she actually is a pretty decent and pretty good character at the end of the day. Now, one thing I did want to state is I'm not sure what's going on with her like extra stats that she get, like extra thing, because I think it's a glitch in the game, because sometimes, as you saw in the beginning, I was like at 41 and now she's at 53, but that was after I got into battle, right? So I'm not sure if her stats are staying after the battle and then they show it like in here like this, because I know it happened yesterday and I'm not sure really why that's doing that in the first place. Again, it may just be a bug, because right now it's at 50, it's like 53. Like, as you remember, we have 4.1k attack, now we have 5.1k attack. So I'm not sure what's going on there. I'm guessing this is the extra 30% that she gets, by the way. I'm not even positive that's what she ended up, her attack ended up going to. As you see, she did 39k damage. But anyway, other than that, make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe. And you don't forget to share the video. Let me know how you would gear Luna. Me personally, I do like the speed set on her just because like I want her to move fast, but at the same time, I'm thinking of probably moving more towards like a crit chance set, or a half speed, have crit chance, maybe, or anything. If I really go like to the wall, maybe a speed attack set just to like have more attack on her. And I was thinking about, I may change this, well, I'm gonna keep that, but I may change this one out for one of the other ones, like something that probably boosts her crit or her priority or anything. But other than any of that we just talked about so far, right now, this is my gear that I have geared her up. Should you summon, I say at least get one copy, especially if you already got Naja. If you got Naja, get one copy. If you don't have Naja yet, get Naja first and then get her, because Naja is the one that may disappear like who knows when, versus her, she's always going to be there and just gatekeeping me from my Mana Eve. But anyway, other than that, make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe. You don't forget to share the video. Let me know how you are gearing her today in the Outerplane, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.